This lesson is on multiplying and dividing integers. And what we're going to do is we're going to fill out this chart right here, and that's going to guide us as we decide what the sign is when we're finding a product or a quotient. So when we are, get my pen here ready, a positive times a positive, we know that that's a positive. That's the world we've been living in this whole time up until now. So positive, positive, put a positive right here. When we are multiplying a positive times a negative, so right here, a positive times a negative, that is going to give us a negative answer. And that works the same way the other way around. A negative times a positive, that's going to give us a negative. And finally, a negative times a negative, what we were just talking about with subtracting, when there's two negatives next to each other, that becomes a positive. So in summary, when the signs are the same, either they're both positive and they're both negative, we know that the answer is going to be positive. When the signs are different, a positive and a negative or a negative and a positive, we know that the answer is going to be negative. And that is something you just need to memorize and know, and then you will be successful with multiplying and dividing. So let's practice here. We have 3 times 5. These are both positive, so the answer is going to be positive, and 3 times 5 is 15. In this case, we have a positive 4 and a negative 8. So we know the answer is going to be negative. 4 times 8 is 32. So my answer is negative 32. Negative 2 times negative 10. They're both negative. And that means that's going to turn to a positive 20. And you could also just write 20. You don't need to write the plus sign in front of it. We have a positive 5 and a negative 7. So positive times a negative, we know the answer is going to be negative. 5 times 7 is 35. This works the same way with division. So we have a positive 40 and a negative 8. We know our answer is going to be negative. 40 divided by negative 8 is negative 5. Negative 15 times positive 3, a negative times a positive. Signs are different, so we know the answer is going to be negative. And 15 times 3 is 45. 18 divided, positive 18 divided by negative 3. So a positive divided by a negative. The signs are different. We know the quotient here is going to be negative. 18 divided by negative 3 is negative 6. Negative divided by a positive, negative 22 divided by 11. We know the sign is going to be negative. 22 divided by 11 is 2. A different way to write a division problem, this still means divided by. 100 divided by negative 2. So this is a positive 100 divided by a negative 2. We know the answer is going to be negative, and 100 divided by 2 is 50. Now we have a negative divided by a negative. The signs are the same. That means the answer is going to be positive. 25 divided by 5 is 5. A negative times a negative, signs are the same. The answer is going to be positive. 1 times 1 is 1. And 45, positive 45 divided by negative 9. Positive divided by a negative is negative 5. So I want you to practice these right here. See how you do. Here are the answers. Check them and see how you did with your multiplying and dividing positive and negatives.